I need to really actually like, okay. So today we are just going to be talking about how to grow your business, and us leaders were talking over the weekend about like how to actually grow your business. And a lot of times we get stuck on the numbers, and that's the absolute opposite of how you'll grow your business. And so we just want to take a second, each of us leaders, and talk about how we've noticed when we've grown the most business-wise and what we've done and how that can help you while growing your business. And it's the opposite of what you would think. While we focus on Success Club a ton and all of that, that won't happen without you doing what we're going to talk about. So while Success Club is important and that is how you grow your business, you will not hit Success Club if you are not doing what we're going to talk about. So I'll kind of go first, and then we'll let each leaders take a second and kind of explain their point of view too. So when I first started, and I think back to my first year, I had tons of momentum. I had a ton of people end up being business coaches and business builders, and I look back and think on what I was doing, and the main thing that it came down to was I was a product of the product. Very first and foremost, you have to be a product of the product. You cannot expect someone to want to even join as a challenger if you're not a product of the product, but especially they're not going to want to join as a coach if you yourself have no proof that there's any reason to do this. Like why would they join if there's no proof of the pudding, if you will. So for me, it came down to being a product of the product and having that consistency and making it a lifestyle and focusing on how much better my life is now versus when it was before I had anything Beachbody, how I felt physically, how I felt mentally and emotionally. All of that is what relates to people, and focusing on that change is what attracts people to want to do this. People are looking for that, even if they don't necessarily know they are. And we were at the bowling alley when we were having this conversation, and my husband and I say it all the time. We look around and so many people are overweight, and I'm not just making this physical, but you look around and so many people are overweight. And I used to look at people and be like, sad, like, they could lose some weight. But now I look at people and it's immediate. They're going through something. They're not happy. Like, it's immediately about their feelings and not their physical looks. When you're overweight, you don't feel good. And I know that from personal experience. And so we're at the bowling alley and I'm seeing these people, and it doesn't mean it's just for overweight people, because there are skinny people who have their struggles too. So that's not the case. But when you're overweight, it's obviously more obvious that you have some sort of struggle. You're struggling with something. And I think we all are, but I immediately feel for them because I know how it feels. And when we focus on being a product of the product, we can relate to them because we have a testimony of how different we feel. And as you do that, it attracts people to you who want this. They want that change. They want to be able to wake up in the morning and put clothes on without like hating their life. As dumb as it sounds, that's a big thing for women. And, they want to be able to play with their kids and not have their knees hurt, or be able to get down on the ground without feeling awkward. I remember I'd get down on the ground, especially if we were like family functions, and I would get embarrassed because I almost couldn't get up. Like, surrenders and 21 Day Fix. Like, that move was literally like impossible for me when I started, even like pushing on my own legs. So it's awkward. It's embarrassing. There's all these things that have since changed because of taking care of my health. And that has attracted people who want to be challengers. And as they become challengers and have those life-changing results, they themselves want to become coaches because they know what it feels like. So as you focus on yourself, and you make sure you're a product of the product, meaning you do the meal plan, suck it up for 21 days if that's what you decide to do is 21 Day Fix. Suck it up and absolutely stick to it as best you can, so you have before and after pictures to share with people, so you have inspiration of post ideas and what you want to share, because I promise you, as you're doing this, you'll have ideas to share. But if you're not, you're going to feel like you have nothing to talk about. So pick a program and stick with it as best you can. So 21 Day Fix is obviously like my soulmate, and it's for a lot of reasons, because 21 days is doable. It's doable for anybody. 3 weeks is mentally possible. It's still hard, but that is a lot more appealing than 60 or 90 day programs, which I think they only have like 60-day programs now besides not 90 anymore, but that is doable for people. They can do 21 days. And so do 21 days, super strict, take a week off, show them that it's a lifestyle and you can still have treats, you can still have cake, and then you jump back into it because they need to see that these products work. Because if you're spouting every day that you're exercising, but you're not doing the meal plan and you're not drinking the shakes, you're not going to have results, and you're going to wonder why your business isn't going anywhere. And it's because people are watching you and they're thinking, she's putting that much time into exercising and nothing is happening. Like, count me out. Like, I don't want to do that. So you have to be a product of the product first and foremost, and helping others will come as you do that. And then I'm going to let Sharon talk about her perspective that she shared, which kind of spurred this whole thing. And it puts everything into perspective about getting to Success Club and getting the business to work. It all happens because of what Sharon's going to talk about.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, sorry. I didn't get much sleep, so I'm a little out of it. So if I don't make sense, I apologize. So we had just been talking about, the end of the month last month and how it was a rough month. It was a rough month for everybody. It was, we just felt like we had all these people who wanted to start, and then like nobody was actually following through. And so it was on the 1st. I think Suzanne got on and was like, I'm not even motivated to do anything today because of like what a crappy month it was. But I woke up feeling so renewed for this month because I literally had so many people in the past week that I had been watching and I had been following and building relationships with actually come to me and finally message me. Have they bought yet? No. But it made me realize that what I was doing was working and that I was making a difference in their lives. So when I started as a coach, it's been a year. On July 1st was when I started. And I didn't sign up any coaches, not even a discounter, until the end of October. So it got in my head really bad. I didn't think I was good at this. It wasn't my thing. I loved the programs. I was doing the programs, but I wasn't doing my personal development. And I wasn't doing trainings like I should. I just was trying to figure it out on my own. And as soon as I dove into training, and I made a goal in January that personal development was going to happen every day. And since then, my business has completely changed. In January, I signed up my first true business building coach. And since then, I think I signed up 5 business builders in a 3-week period in March or April. And it was when I was doing the vital behaviors. It was when I was reading my personal development. It was when I was messaging daily and doing my Power of Threes. Those are when my business changes, because that's when I'm inspired by things that I've read. I'm motivated to do them. And so just this past week, we've all been doing the Revive training, and I started doing, what they were talking about, and just little tiny things. I think what spurred it is I had posted about our live Q&A for coaching, and you don't get a lot of traction on those. You'll get 10 likes, maybe a comment here and there, but nobody really pays attention. And so I actually made a list of all the people who liked the picture. And I messaged them personally, and I just said, hey, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being, so supportive in my journey. It means so much to me. And I just started conversations with them. I didn't even mention the Q&A. I didn't mention join my challenge group. Nothing. And everyone responded. It was like, you're so motivating. You inspire me, blah, 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 blah. And then we just naturally formed a conversation. I looked at their page and I asked them about their families, or I asked them, I think I messaged 6 or 7 people that way. And I think 5 of them responded, and I got all 5 of them in the Q&A. Not all of them participated. Some of them haven't even watched it yet, but planted seeds in them, and it started building relationships with them to make it not awkward to talk about. They know what I do. They know that I coach. They know that this is a lifestyle for me, and that it's something that I have to work on every day. And so it's a natural conversation now. With the Revive training, Micah has told us to read Miracle Morning. And so that's what I have tried to do every day, is listen to it on audio a little bit every day since that training. And I have to work at 5 a.m. So Miracle Morning, I love the Miracle Morning. If you guys haven't done it, it makes your day so much better. But it's hard for me to want to wake up at 3 a.m. to do my Miracle Morning and have my workout done and everything before work. So I've implemented little things to make it work so that I listen to personal development on my way to work, or while I'm at work, I'll sneak my headphones in, or different things like that. And the last week, I started implementing a morning prayer before I do anything. And I can't even tell you, like, the difference it makes, whether you're religious or not. Like, I simply, I can't even remember what day. I think it was Wednesday. I started my day with a morning prayer, and I just simply was like, okay, help me to be able to inspire those who need me today. Help me to be able to talk to my coaches, my challengers, help them to feel comfortable to reach out to me as well. Just simple things like that in my prayer. Literally, so I was out on my deck, I said my prayer, read my personal development, came inside, checked my messages. I had 6 messages. 3 of them were from coaches. 3 of them were from people I'd never even talked to, even in the last 3 months. A lot of them were from other conversations months ago. Within that first hour, I had a lady in my neighborhood come and buy a bag of extra Shakeology for me. I had another lady come with her teenage daughter to my house and talk to me about the program. I had another lady that same day. Her name is Tova. She's an older lady that my husband's a hairstylist, and she works for Paul Mitchell. That's who he worked for years. So she had messaged me, and I had never talked to her. She commented on a lot of my stuff, but I'd always just said thanks, whatever, never like real conversation. She messaged me and asked if she could call me. And I am not a talker on the phone. I don't like to talk on the phone. Messages are good for me. But I literally got on the phone with her, and it was the most natural conversation. Like, we had known each other, and literally everything we talked about, like, she grew up in the same town that I live in right now. She lives in South Carolina. Her son was in the military, and Gio was in the military. She has a daughter named Lexi. I have a daughter named Lexi. Like, it was so specific to how close and similarities that we had with each other. It was almost freaky. She told me, my oldest daughter is 6. She has Down syndrome. She told me that when she was 5 years old, she had a 2.5-year-old sister with Down syndrome who had leukemia and passed away, and how she just felt connected to me because of my daughter. And so just all these things, just through what I posted, that had spoke to her, and it made me realize, like, when they tell you, like, speak to that person who is like you, and speak to that, that avatar of who you want to work with. That is exactly what I think of in my brain. I think of the person that I want to help, the person that I felt like when I struggled. And that is made all the difference in who has posted. Since then, I've had 3 of my Instagram followers that I've been dying to get to know. They've all personally messaged me, and it freaks me out because it all just kind of happened in the last week, but it's motivated me so much to know that my story has helped them and my post has have helped them. But to know that you help someone in their journey is more than any Success Club point. It's more than any commission check. That is why I do this. That is why I love Beachbody so much. And that is, that's the kind of passion that you need to find, because then it's not scary to share it with people. Then it's not scary and awkward and weird because you truly want that for them. You can see their struggle, like Jaylin said. You know how they feel. You've been that person. You were that person. And you know how to get them out of it. And then to watch it happen is amazing. So that's it's nothing secret. Everything that is made successful people successful is shared multiple times a day. And there's no right or wrong way of doing it. But if you listen to the trainings, if you follow what Jaylin says, what Micah says, follow the trainings and implement it, they're simple things, but it will make a huge difference in your business. And that's where I found my biggest shift in coaching and even in my own journey, because then it didn't become so much of, I didn't meet my 100-pound weight loss goal in a year, or like, it's just a progression, and your why becomes bigger as you go. And you just, I don't know, as your team grows and everything else, you want to be able to help your team succeed, and then you want to help your challengers succeed. And it's like, it's almost like an adrenaline high when you get that little bit of, spark. So just keep going and do those simple things, because they make a huge difference. Yeah.
I agree. So I wanted to tell you guys something really quick. Micah, if you're not in that Revive Superstar training, whatever that is, that Micah has, you need to get in that, because it's amazing. So I'm in the original Revive because I'm one of Micah's personally sponsored, and a video was posted yesterday or the day before by Raina Odell. And it was so good. And she talked about like how she attracts her tribe or whatever. And I'll give you like a breakdown really quick, but if I get that YouTube link, I will post it in the page. You guys need to watch it. But it goes along with what Sharon was saying, that when you're doing a post, you really need to be speaking to that avatar of who you're trying to attract. And we all know what it feels like to have those problems. And so the first thing you do is speak to their problem. So when you make a post, you say something like, yeah, I totally remember going into my closet, and Sharon's really good at these. I remember going into my closet and hating it because nothing fit, or whatever the problem is. And then the next thing you want to address is a solution to that problem, which is, I am so grateful I found this whatever that has literally transformed how I looked at health and fitness. And now I can go into my closet, blah, blah, blah. Then you give them a glimpse of what they can look forward to by doing the answer to your problem. And then you do a call to action. So that's the flow of like a call to action post. You need to speak to their problem. Then you need to tell them the solution that you have for them. You need to then give them a glimpse of what the solution will give them. Imagine going into your closet and not having to dread an outfit. Any outfit will fit, or whatever, or feeling good in all your clothes. And then the call to action is the last thing. So I just thought that was really good. Her video is way better, way more in detail, and I'll post it if I can find it. But this is kind of like how you get those challengers. And I think a lot of times we focus so much on we need to build the business and we need to get Success Club points that we forget to like back up, start over. It starts at the very beginning with us, which then goes into what Sharon was saying with you then attract people who want to be challengers. And then as their challengers, you really, really help them and focus on them getting results like you told them they would have. Help them, coach them. That's what we're here for. And as they have those results, it naturally turns into them wanting the coach community and wanting the accountability and the support and all of that. And that's where you'll get your business to grow. So it's like this flow. It's not you've got to sell and get Success Club points, and then you got to find business builders that start at the very beginning, which starts with you. And then attract your challengers, help them have results, which then turn to coaches. So I know that we say try and find business builders, which is not we're not saying don't discount that, but it still starts at the very beginning. No one's going to want to join you right out the gate as a business building coach if they don't see the benefit of it. And I was one of those that jumped right in as a coach because I saw what Micah was posting. Had she never shared the benefits of coaching, which did come to the physical side too, that's ultimately why I joined, was I wanted to lose weight. Had she never shared that, I never would have joined. So We're not saying that that's not possible to find business builders right out the gate, but majority of the time, honestly, I don't think you will. And it all comes back to helping yourself so you can help other people. Okay, Ashley, are you eating?
Yes, but I'll stop.
Okay.
Okay, so. Okay, so I think I'm going to touch on all the vitals, and hopefully I don't just end up repeating what Sharon said, but my big thing for me, so I've been a coach for just over a year. My anniversary was June 1st. I hit Diamond September 10th. So I'm coming up on a year of Diamond, and my business, honestly, has really stalled. I've never missed Success Club. Hold on one second. Babe, can you come get her, please? Okay, Ted. Go show her the balloons. And I've never missed Success Club, but I've had a lot of months that I was begging people, telling them I'd give them gift cards, telling family that I would give them the commission, like, please just don't let me miss Success Club. And I was really, really struggling. And I've only had a couple of challengers that have had amazing results. And it started making me realize, okay, there's something is in common here. This is not just 1 month that I'm struggling. Like, something is wrong. So I decided last month to take a step back and not like pause the business or whatever. I still posted 3 times a day. I still did my Power of Threes. I still checked into the team pages. Like, nothing like that happened, but I decided to make myself a priority more than my team, more than recruiting, more than finding challengers, more than any of that. I was going to focus on myself. And every single day, a non-negotiable was 100% on my containers, no matter what, no matter the excuse. I don't care if I'm traveling. I don't care if I'm sick. Whatever. 100% on my containers. Never, ever, ever miss my workout. And I was going to do my personal development every single day. And I decided to commit to this. I started my round May 31st, which was Memorial Day, and I had a miscarriage that night. And I still did 100% on everything. I never missed a day of my eating, no matter what. I'm like the world's biggest emotional eater in the universe. And I never messed up. And I missed a few days working out because I was having a miscarriage and my doctor told me not to. But the second my doctor approved me, I was right back into it. And I never missed my PD. And I shared it. And as things happened, even if they were scary to share, I shared things that I was super excited about. And because I was genuinely excited and I wasn't waking up thinking, okay, it's Tuesday, I should do a Transformation Tuesday post. And I don't think there's that big of a difference in these pictures, but I don't know, maybe it will inspire someone, so I'm going to post them. It was like, holy freaking cow, I cannot believe how different I look. I have to show, I don't care if I get like 0 likes. I have to share this because this is amazing. Like, holy crap, look at what I did. And because that fire got reignited, because I was making myself a priority, I hit Success Club earlier than I ever have in my whole life. I had nailed down Success Club by like the 8th of the month. I've never, ever, ever done that. And it's because I was actually finally being a product of the product. And my challengers all of a sudden started getting a lot better results because my challengers weren't seeing me check in saying, I messed up, but tomorrow will be a new day. Like, I know that's true, but that's a really crappy mentality to have when this is your first round of 21 days. No, tomorrow's not a new day. You need to just suck it up for 21 days. You can do this for 21 days. Yes, tomorrow is a new day. If you mess up, that doesn't mean you throw in the towel. But don't like, and I think I had gotten into my challengers' head that because I was saying, oh, it's okay, tomorrow's a new day, that they were doing the same thing and they were not having the results that I wanted them to have, which made me feel like a bad coach, which made me doubt my ability to sell challenge packs because my challengers were having results. It just turned into this big trickle thing. And as soon as I made myself a priority, it all trickled the opposite direction. And like Sharon was saying, I hit Success Club 8, and then I got ahead of myself and put a Success Club under my husband. So he was at 2. I ended up falling short of hitting 10, which I was really disappointed about because I wanted to hit 10. But because I had pushed so hard at the end of the month to get myself to 10, I woke up on the 1st, and by the end of the day, July 1st, I'm at Success Club 6. I hit Success Club 6 on July 1st because I pushed so hard at the end of last month and because I've been sharing the heck out of my journey. And it's like Sharon and Jalen talked about, that you share to your avatar and that you share things that are really scary. And those posts that you're like, you know what, I kind of want to take that down. I don't know if I want to leave that up. Those are the ones you have to leave up the most. I posted my weight yesterday or the day before. Like, hello. No, I can't even tell you. I still want to take that down. But I've had people message me saying, I related to that. And it's so nice to see people like sharing that they're whatever when they don't weigh 123 pounds. Like, it's because that's not me. That's not my story. And I was just about to say something about something Jalen said. Oh, the whole, if you're not following the containers, but you're super good at posting your sweaty selfies and then you're not really seeing results. So people are like, I don't want to do what she does because she's always sweaty and her body's not changing. That's me. That's me. So don't do that. Follow the freaking eating plan. That's my biggest advice, is follow the nutrition plan, because as soon as I started being a product of the product and actually following the nutrition side, things totally changed. And we're having a meltdown, so I'm going to mute myself again. But again, product of the product is, I can't reiterate it enough. And personal development, I know it's cliche. I know Micah says it like 12,000 times a day. It makes a difference. And Shakeology is great. And drinking your recovery and your Energize is great. Shakeology is not a magic pill. So don't be like me and think, I'm being a product of the product. I drink my Shakeology every day, and here's my sweaty selfie holding my cup, and I work out every day, and whatever. No, the third element is the eating. And I know they say it's like 80-20. I don't agree with that. I think it's like 99 and 1. Like 99% of my results have come because of my eating, because I've been busting my butt, sweating my butt off for over a year, and nothing has been happening. And the second I fixed the nutrition side, all of a sudden stuff started working. So if you're feeling like you're stuck, I cannot emphasize, don't do the whole, I'm going to take a step back from my business. That's a cop-out. Like, don't do that. Just focus on yourself. Focus on getting results for yourself to share with your challengers, to share with your friends, and be prepared for your inbox to flood. But you have to genuinely be excited about what you're doing and be genuinely excited when you share. Holy freaking crap, guys, this shirt fit me a week ago. Look how big it is. Like, it comes across in your messages, and people are like, I don't know what you're doing, but I want that. Like, oh my gosh. 21 Day Fix is so great. Can you tell I'm still hyped on Upper Fix? I just barely finished. I'm still kind of hyper.
I love it. Okay, so yes, to what Ashley said, nutrition is a huge part of this. And I know that for some people, they just don't want to have to come to grips with that. That's too bad. If you want results, you have to fix your diet. There's no way around it. So I agree it's more than 80%, because I got to 18% body fat with just a nutritionist diet with zero working out. So it really is your meal plan, or your meal plan, and then the exercise does all the other benefits that you need to be healthy with your lymph system, and we all know all that crap. So building muscle and all that. But it does come down to your meal plan. So if you're struggling with results, really dial in your nutrition. But it doesn't mean you have to eat crap food. Like, share what works for you and something that's delicious. And that's why I started doing my food album, because I think people just think we eat cardboard when you eat healthy, which is not the case. So really focus on sharing everything, like Ashley said, and people love that. They love the enthusiasm. You don't even have to be salesy, but just share what you're doing to show that it's a lifestyle, so people don't think you're in this just to make money. Okay.
And along those lines, I started doing, I'm totally going to do this like probably once a week. I made a video blog. My husband and I are obsessed with YouTube. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to like pretend I'm a YouTube person and pretend people actually care, like, and want to see my life. I cannot believe how much feedback I got. But I just made a video of me like, hey, it's breakfast. It's 8 o'clock and here's what I made for breakfast. And this counts as these containers. And for snack, it's snack time. We're going to go to a movie. I'm going to sneak this into Finding Dory. And it's lunchtime. And I just did a video. I sold like 4 challenge packs the next day. Like, people want to see what you eat, and they don't just want to see one meal. They don't want to see Shakeology. Because people think you eat Shakeology 6 times a day, and then you tell them how much it is, and that they only get 1 a day, and they're like, wait, what the fetch? So what else am I supposed to eat all day? Because all you ever talk about is Shakeology and this 21-day fix workout that kicked your butt. Like, so share your food. And I've done video, so I did the video thing, which was super helpful, and then I've also done pictures where I say, like, for breakfast I had this, for lunch I had this, and I've gotten some really good traction on those, but I feel like the video went so much better because people could see my personality. I could, like, make funny jokes and kind of make funny faces and be like, yeah, I'm totally sneaking food into the movie, sue me. Like, that people can see this is a real life. This isn't a, today was a perfect day and my children didn't fight and I was able to meal prep and da-da-da. Like, it makes it realistic that you show in a real day how you fit the containers into a real day. So the video thing totally worked for me, if you guys want to try it.
I agree. It was a really good video. I remember thinking, genius, why the heck didn't I do that? So, yes, videos are good too. Okay, Emily.
Hi, guys. How the freak am I supposed to follow up Ashley? You're so exciting. I'm not going to be that exciting, and I have like half of a voice. So pretty much what they have all said, I 100% agree with. I'm going to talk about 4 different things that I've just been thinking about as they've been talking that I feel like is what has created my business. So for me, it's all about consistency. You guys, if you're on my Facebook, you'll see that like every morning I'm posting like a workout that I'm doing and that I'm drinking my Energize. And you may think that that's me like showing everyone. Really, it's keeping myself accountable. That's why I do it, because I think, do I really want to video myself every day working out? No, but I do it because I feel like it keeps me accountable. Every morning I wake up, I delete my workout videos from yesterday, and I'm going to do some new ones. What? Oh, my baby just woke up. I'll hurry. So for me, it's been being consistent in everything I'm doing. I'm not perfect at eating. I'm obviously not perfect at the entire plan, but as long as I wake up each day and I try each day and I have a plan each day, I feel like that consistency has really helped me build trust with people, because I get that a lot from people when they message me about being interested. They say like, I see you doing it every day and that's what I want. That's what I can't figure out. And so hopefully that is, you know, setting somewhat of an example that people want that in their life and they're not sure how to get it. So consistency is huge. The next one that I was thinking about is I always make sure that my heart is in the right place. I've told, if you've been around me, friends, family, I always say to them, the day that I wake up and I feel like my heart's not in it, I will quit, because that's where I want this business to come from. And like Jalen and Ashley and Sharon all talked about, it is not about the numbers, it's about people. I was just looking on someone's page, I think it was in Revive, and there's a coach in there who has like a diagram behind her of every challenger she's ever helped, like her transformation wall. And I loved that because I thought, how cool would it be to really like make a diagram of all the people you've helped? Like we see it as I've hit Success Club 10 every month this year or whatever, but those are people. And so make sure your heart is in the right spot. People sense that. They sense that you're not the gross salesman that we always talk about, that you really want to help people. Another thing that I was thinking about is being real. I like how Ashley, and I think all of you have mentioned it. I love to be on Instagram and look at like these fashion bloggers. I will sit and look at like, Kaylee told me of one. What's her name? Something Filler Up.
Amber Filler Up.
Amber Filler Up. Girls like her. There's a bunch of girls like that from Utah. I will get stuck on their Instagram and I'm like, oh my gosh, their life is perfect. Like they have perfect clothes. They have a perfect house. Everything seems so perfect. And I will catch myself scrolling through these pictures for hours of like, that's what I want to be. I don't want to be that person on Instagram. That's something huge for me, is I want to be real. And like we've talked about, I feel like it's the posts that I say like, how many moms are experiencing this? How many of you are feeling this way? That is what people relate to. None of us relate to these perfect girls who have perfect lives. I can guarantee you they probably all have crappy marriages, and you know what I mean? I don't want to be that person. So I always try to focus on being real. Remember where I was a year ago, how crappy I felt and how different I feel now. That brings me to something I wanted to mention. I feel like for me, I have changed physically, but my transformation that I focus on is the mental change that I've had. And I think 90% of girls need that mental change before any physical change is going to happen. When I get a message from someone who is feeling like junk, they are a lot quicker to tell me, I can't love myself. I can't figure out how to love myself. However, it doesn't matter what diet I do or what I weigh, or, I can't tell you how many cute girls I've had in my front living room since I've been doing this now for 14 months in complete tears because they just cannot figure out how to love themselves. So I like to reach out to those girls, like, let's first change that, and the rest tends to follow. So find what speaks to you, find what you relate to, and talk about that, because all of us relate to something different. All of us have a completely different journey, and different people need to hear from us. So be real. That's something that I would suggest. And then just the last thing that I want to talk about is let go of what anyone else thinks about this business. I can't tell you how many times, even within the last, probably my first 8 months, I was really insecure about talking about the business. And about 2 weeks ago, we went to a farewell with Blake's family, and there was a huge dessert bar. And I think I had 4 different comments from people. Ooh, don't let your followers see this. I'm going to take a picture if you get a dessert. It's I'm to the point now, I said to them, I'm not perfect. And I actually don't have to be perfect. I can eat that and I'll be just fine. I think I'm finally over the fact that this is for me. I could care less what any of my family members, any friends, if you believe in this business, be confident and it will change your business. The second that you are insecure or pull back, or someone gets in your head about, well, it's just another MLM, or if you don't believe in it, people will sense that. So let go of what other people think of it. Or if you have insecurities of it, I think you really need to evaluate why you're doing this and start there. Make sure you know why you're doing it before you go another day, or you may not find the success that you're really wanting. So just one last thing I wanted to share. Something that I think about when it gets hard, because we all know that this business is a roller coaster. And something that I repeat in my head is, right now I can either give in or I can dig in. And that's what every day is with this business. You're either going to give in or dig in. It's your choice, and no one can make you do it. So you can either be as great as you want to be in this business, or you can fall short, and it's your choice. So those are my suggestions. I think you're all awesome.
Where'd she go? Did she just get lost? Well, that was perfect timing, but terrible at the same time. Okay, so I absolutely loved everything she said. Be real. We don't want you to put on the perfection, because what is that quote? There's something about perfection doesn't attract anybody. People aren't attracted to perfection. So make sure that you're being real and consistent, and let go. Like she said, I loved that last thing that she was talking about, is letting go of what people think of this business. It doesn't matter what we do in life. Someone is going to have an opinion on it, and you just do your thing. Oh, nice. Okay, so do your thing, be confident, and really that comes down to your why. I don't think we can emphasize that enough. I think sometimes when we first start, we're like, what? Why do we need to know our why? I just want to get in shape and make some money. There's a deeper why to why we want to even get into why we want to make money, and a deeper why to our why. So we've got to figure that out and dig in, because that why is what will push you through the hard times too. And it gets you over the naysayers, because you will have naysayers at some point in this business, and it doesn't matter. It's not about them. You're looking for those who need you, and it comes down to helping others. That's what we're here for. Okay, Suzanne.
Okay, so first of all, I have to apologize because I might say the exact same thing as everybody else, because I caught on late, and today is one of those days. Sorry. That really, it would be easier for me to just say, I'm just not going to post today. just not going to do it today. Just like all of you, like, I have issues. And like a couple of days ago, my back decided it just wanted to freak out and start spasming. And I'm in the middle of 21 Day Fix Extreme. So here's the real question for you. And like the question I have to ask myself is, okay, what am I going to do? Like, am I going to throw in the towel? And like, I'll be honest with you. Did I eat a donut this morning? I totally did. I totally did. I was waiting for my prescription and it was rough, man. I still really have some serious struggles like that I'm working through with my eating and emotional eating. And so I have a really big choice to make because, you know, I went this morning to Instacare and the doc's like, well, you really can't work out for 4 more days. So that makes a week of me not being able to do workouts. And it's just like Emily said, I can either give in or I can dig in and fix my nutrition. So what did I do when I got home? I made a salad because I already felt crappy about my donut. Anyway, this is not about me or my situation, but I really think that is what this business is. Like, it's your life. And so I think looking at it from the perspective of, like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to deal with the challenges I have? How am I going to try and, am I going to feel sorry for myself and not reach out and see if there's anybody else who I can help? Or am I going to put it out there? And, you know, I said to my husband yesterday, I really feel like that this has given me the opportunity to really learn from who I am and the struggles that I face, and to help other people who deal with the same thing. And the women who have come to me for help have been countless, and they don't always buy a challenge pack, and they're not always ready the first time they come. But as long as I keep sharing what I'm going through, they come back. Like, I have a challenger right now, Jalen, who knows Megan, one of my girls. I tell you, she has started and stopped like 6 times and never successfully finished a challenge with me. But every time she starts up again, she's like, you know what it is? It's that Suzanne's consistent. She's consistent and she's happy doing what she's doing. And so I've got to try again. I'm going to try again. I'm not going to give up.
I think I'm going to get the nurse tattoo on my side, on the opposite side.
Oh, that'll be good. The nurse tattoo on your side. Oh, I'm sorry.
If I get it before I graduate. They can't see it at all, or I'm picking up my program.
What I was saying. Shoot, that was too funny not to. I can't. I was saying something about being real, being genuine, working through your challenges. Some of you, I know, because I can relate, are struggling with your nutrition, or you're not getting workouts in, or whatever. And I promise you that just because we lead a team of people doesn't mean that we don't have our challenges, but we also work through them. Like, I'm really, like, my goal for today is to not eat my whole house. And I know that may seem so silly, but like, when I get emotional and when crap hits the fan for me, like, that's what I've always done. I've always eaten. And I'm not going to, I just, like I said, I already ate my donut, but I feel crappy, and I'm not going to keep eating the crap because it feels crappy. And that's what you have to express to people, because that's what people need. They need to know that somebody's going to fight, and that they can help, that you can help them fight. I was talking about my challenger, Megan, how she keeps coming back. And it's because she feels hope and she feels inspiration from what we do, and the fact that I keep showing up, even in my imperfections. What else? I've learned that you can't be successful if you aren't willing to improve yourself and aren't willing to look like. I didn't get on the live call with Carl. I was at the doctors and stuff this morning, but I love what he said in his post before he went live. The CEO, he said something like, personal development is laying up at night reading and realizing your weaknesses and figuring out, and then reading some more and figuring out how to fix them, and then reading some more and looking at your strengths and how to improve them and how to help others to improve their strength in that area. Like, he really talked about that at the beginning, and I was like, that is so true, because we all have weaknesses. And the only way to get better and to help other people is to work through those and to find solutions for our weaknesses. And if you're not willing to do that, if you have a pride about you that you're not willing to look at those weaknesses and really improve upon them and make them strengths. I know this is getting scriptural, but if you're not willing to do that, then you are not going to be successful, because we all have them and everybody knows you do. It's like Emily was saying about like, well, yeah, if I want a treat, I'm going to have a treat. And is anybody like, are the Beachbody police going to come get me because I had a donut today? No. Like, I ate a donut. It's not the end of the world. And honestly, like, I'll post about it because I'm being real here. It's really sucked today, and I ate because I still struggle with that. And now I'm going to try and be better, because it's not worth it to me to feel crappy the rest of the day when my back already sucks. You know, like everything else already hurts. Why feel yucky otherwise? Does that make sense? So I don't have a whole lot of other inspiration for you today. I'm barely hanging on. But I'm going to post and I'm going to put it out there. And that's what you have to do. You have to show up in the good, in the bad, in the ugly, and know that the people who you are trying to reach are going to, they're going to hear what you're saying. They're going to be watching you, and they want to know that all of those different pieces of you, to know that they can trust you in the good, the bad, and the ugly, because all of your challengers that you find are also going to have those times where they need your support because they're struggling or things are good and they want to share that with you. So I have a billion other things I'm sure I should share, but that's my advice to you today, is to just show up and do it. If you don't do it, there's no way you're going to be successful. So anyway.
So consistency, like Emily was saying, but being real with that consistency. And like she said, you're going to have days where you fail in your eyes because you're trying to work on whatever your weakness is. And when you do have those failures, to not brush them under the rug and act like they don't happen. Because when you share that, that's when people relate to you and they understand, like, okay, so she's not perfect all the time. She still has her struggles and she still pushes through. Like, that is the key, is continuing to push through. And that's what lacks in our society, is it's such a quick fix society that people, if it doesn't work within the first 2 weeks, they like want to throw their hands up and walk away. And so if they do that, whatever, but then they see you sticking with it and they see your life changing, that consistency is what will get them to really want to do this and change their life. So I love that, Suzanne. You're always real. That's like your biggest strength. Okay. And Danielle.
Hey, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, it's extremely like robot-y sounding. Okay, well, something I wanted to know is I had trouble in the beginning. In the beginning, like, I had a bunch of people follow me. I had a bunch of people jump on and do it, and then I quit doing the workouts, but I continued the nutrition. So I wasn't losing, like I wasn't gaining, but I wasn't getting very far, and nobody was following me. And I think that my biggest thing was I wasn't really doing any personal development. I wasn't doing any training. I wasn't doing anything. And I had then I was like, well, I want to do better than what I'm doing. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to jump in full force. That's about when the Diamond Group came through. And so I got to watch a bunch of people. Like, I got pretty close to like Jalen and Sharon and Ashley and Suzanne. Like, the friendships that I've made through it kind of helped push me along. And I decided that, okay, these people are like sharing wholeheartedly. And one of the things that they're all doing is doing personal development. So I know that they keep saying do this. So then I decided to jump in hardcore. And so I think that has made a huge difference, as well as making sure that I'm doing every bit of the program. Because if I'm not drinking my Shakeology, then, like they said before, how do you share that experience? Like, how do you tell someone else they should do it if you're not doing it? So being a product of the product, that was really big for me. And then they were talking about how at the end of June, we all had kind of got to a point like, oh no, freak out. We got to get this. And that day I just kind of said, you know what, I'm doing this for me. And if people decide they want to do it too, then that's great. And so I just kind of said a little prayer and I was like, God, if this is if it's meant to be, then okay. If not, I'm bettering my life, my health, and that's what my goal is. So I think that as long as you're true to you, then people will follow you. And as long as you're not like just trying to make money at this, like, and your heart is true about, like just helping people feel better about themselves. Like, that's my goal. Like, I don't care if I don't make $1. That's totally fine. But to have a friend that's struggling with her weight and she feels like there's no way to come out of this, and for her to, like finally feel confident, like that, to me, that's like the best page I ever get. So I think my thing is just be true, share your struggles, and make sure that you're really focusing on being a product of the product. So that's what I got.
Love it. Okay, so that's all of our leaders that are on right now. I think Jerica's working. So did you guys kind of catch the main focus was being a product of the product, and it all starts with you, always. So if you feel like your business is sucking, you need to focus on your journey. And that comes down to all the tips we gave you about how to share about your journey and how to be consistent and to be real and all of that. But really stepping up your game, and if you have a belief in the product, then use the products and do them so that you have a testimony to show people, not just, oh man, I feel so good working out 30 minutes a day. It's what can 21 Day Fix do for you? What can, Hammer and Chisel do for you? What can this program do for you? And people want to see the actual physical results along with you sharing those mental and emotional changes that happen along the way. But you've got to have proof that it works, or people are going to think you're a fraud, which is not the case. We all know how much these programs can change. So do you guys have any questions now that you would like to ask about any of this? Did this help with like workflow and kind of setting priorities straight? Okay. I can tell you from personal experience that whenever I'm struggling with Success Club or getting challenges, it always comes down to that. Always, always, always comes down to I'm not being consistent in my journey. I'm not being consistent in sharing my journey. I'm not being consistent in personal development and all of that. So it really does come back to you. But now let's open it up for any questions you guys might have. Anybody?
While you guys are thinking of questions, if you guys already talked about this, and I'm sorry, I got a phone call in the middle, so I had to duck out for a second. But if you guys could get like the smallest glimpse of our diamond thread every day and the conversations that we as leaders have every day, I promise you guys would like do anything imaginable to get in that thread. Like, the leaders in this group are the shiz, like seriously. And the friendships are insane. And the stuff we talk about and the GIFs or GIFs or whatever the fetch they're called, like I like nearly pee my pants every day. I need to work on my Kegels because seriously, like these groups are the best. And it's because I get to talk to all these leaders every day. Like, and we don't do calls like this because Jalen gives us assignments, and so we'll give assignments to help other people's coaches. Like, we all genuinely feel like we're a team, even though there are people that aren't under me, so I don't benefit from them doing anything special, and they're not my coaches, and that doesn't matter. Like, we're all a team, and we're all – anyway, seriously, y'all need to get in the diamond thread because it's, like, the greatest thing ever. Seriously.
It is. So what we have is like just a message thread with anybody once you hit diamond and you stay in that message thread. And you realize how much this business changes like your social life too, because they're like, we can all say they're all our best friends. So you gain like such a closer knit friendship with all these leaders. And like Ashley has shared, we were the first to know she was miscarrying. We were the first to know she was pregnant. And all these other special events are shared with your best friends, and we hear that because it's such a personal level that we get to know each other, and it's the best thing ever, and we want you all there. So it is awesome. Anybody have questions?
I do have a question.
Okay.
What is something, because I've been thinking about like challengers when I first like started like a long time ago, what do you do to kind of reach back out to your past challengers from months ago?
I will just message them about an upcoming group and say, hey, I just wanted to see how you're doing. Small talk with like their family and their personal life, and then mention, say, like start with small talk. And then I would say, you know, I have this new group. It's totally revamped. Hey, for a minute. I have this new group that's totally revamped, and it's, you know, whatever you can say you want about it, but use that group as a way to reach out and say, did you want to join it? They don't have to jump back on Shakeology. They don't have to do whatever, but that I've gotten a few that want to jump back in, and that's a great way to get them started again. And a lot of them just want us to reach out to them. So that's what I would do, is just make it not a big deal, and that you just want to know if they want to jump back in.
Okay, awesome.
And seriously, no one's going to be offended at that. They signed up to have you as their coach originally. So if they kind of have fallen by the wayside, they're most likely going to be grateful that you're reaching out and saying, hey, can I help you? Like, did you want to be in this group? You know, so that's what I would do.
Thanks.
Okay, I have a quick question, and I kind of feel guilty asking this because I know it doesn't apply to everyone, but maybe people have a challenger in the future, or it will apply to them in the near future. So, question about being a product of the product and 21-day fixed meal plan-ness. What plan do you suggest when you're nursing? I know what I'm doing right now while I'm pregnant, but what about nursing?
So it's totally dependent on the person. For me, my baby was 9 months old. I started my bracket. My milk supply had no problem. For other people, Suzanne started when her baby was 2 months old. What did you do?
I was able to stay in the same bracket. I didn't have any trouble. I think the biggest thing with nursing is more water hydration than it is worrying about your nutrition. I think that with the calories that you're going to be intaking, and I would just honestly, Bryn, just pay attention to your milk supply. And if it's at all dipping, you just go up a bracket to adjust it for that. But I didn't have to do anything different. Looking back on it, I should have tried vegan Shakeology when I was nursing Ben, because I think he might have had some acid reflux, and I think it might have been that I was using regular Shakeology. I never attributed it to that because I just didn't put it together, but my sister-in-law did with her baby. So anyway, pay attention to that too, because if he has an upset tummy, the easiest thing to do is to switch to vegan. And I know that most people don't have any trouble with vegan with nursing. So that's what I would recommend that way. But otherwise, I didn't have a problem, and I would just make sure that you're drinking enough water, because I think that's the biggest thing I noticed is when I wasn't drinking enough, that's when I noticed that my supply, it wasn't so much my food, my caloric intake, it was the water I was drinking.
Well,
so that's
Camry, isn't your mom a lactation specialist? Someone in your family is. Yep. And she was the one who was like, it almost always is water. It's not your food. It's you're not drinking enough water. So, and we're not doing severe calorie restriction. Now, if we were doing that, that would be a concern. But where it's not severe calorie restriction, just mind your milk. That's always the thing, is mind your milk. If you're up in your water, that's still not working. You can add in a protein, a veggie. You can bump up a bracket. You can add 500 calories and get in that bracket. You just play with it until, obviously, your milk is the most important. And so you just mind your milk and go with whatever that is first.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Anybody? Well, I thought this was really good. It was nice to, in our leader thread to talk about how sometimes we lose sight and we get stuck on numbers and we forget that those numbers represent people. And that's ultimately why we're doing this. We didn't sign up for numbers. None of us were like, hey, I totally want to coach because I would like to hit Success Club. I have no idea what that is, but I heard it's a number, so can I join and be a coach? Like, no, we signed up because we want to make a difference in our life to begin with and then help others. So just keep that at the forefront, and I promise your business will grow. And there's a process to it, so be patient. When you're not like, I can't find business builders, that comes with your challengers. Up your effort in your challengers and having them have results. So don't be so quick to 1 month in and I don't have coaches, business builders. It took me Emily was 5 months in, I had Heidi pretty quick off. She was my only builder until Emily at, was it May? End of April, 1st of May. So like for 4 months, but she was under my husband, so it didn't like count for me. I didn't have my own first business builder until August, and I started in January. So like besides Heidi. So it's okay, and it comes with time, and it comes with challengers having results. So give it time, just be true to your journey and focus on that, because that's ultimately why you're doing it. Like, let's be honest. We're not doing this to help other people and have us still feel horrible and not fit our clothes and be miserable and hate our lives and all of that. We do it because we feel better. So, capiche? Yeah. Okay. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Back to Monday. We just did it today because of the holiday. So, we're back to the Monday at 2 in 2 weeks. Okay?
Thank you.
See you later.